So, as much as I want to go play on the tractor, the first thing that Kate and I got to work on this afternoon is weeding. So we're going to spend probably the next hour or so weeding all the weeds out. I neglected it a little bit, so they're a little bit out of control, but we'll get through it, and I got a good helper with me. So, yeah, make sure you don't let your weeds get out of control, otherwise you have to do what we're doing today. So one of the big issues we've been having in the garden is the chickens coming in and scratching everything. In fact, these spaghetti squash plants are in pretty bad shape just because the chickens come in and they scratch around, and they're just looking for bugs. So you know, it's natural for them to do something like scratch around places where bugs might be, and I try to encourage bugs to be in my soil. So we got to figure out ways to keep the chickens out. A little Google researching, and it turns out there's some spices that supposedly we can spread out in the garden and it'll keep the chickens out. So I have some spices, a mixed blend I asked my wife for, and then some cinnamon. Both are supposed to work. We'll see if it actually works, but that's what we're up to next. So I've gotten all done weeding the first garden bed. Now I'm ready to jump on the tractor and rototill the second bed. Wanted to make a quick note about the previous video. You might have seen me scattering around carrying a propane tank. I found a red ants nest and they bit me a couple times, but try to keep things, once I have stuff planted, no pesticides. And so I've found that my little propane torch for weed control and gravel also does a pretty good job. Red ants nests, if you just keep scraping them back, keeps you from getting bit, and also keeps you from having to spray. So next steps are gonna get the rototiller going and rototill the garden bed. I also went ahead, and it's kind of the tractor sitting on top of it, but you can kind of see the front line over there, or the darker part where I put some compost down. The other end of the bed where you still see the cover crop has plenty of compost, so I didn't need any more there. Another thing, we tried our little experiment with the spices and the cinnamon. The original spices didn't seem to work so well, but the cinnamon seems to be keeping everybody out of the garden now. Got all the way down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on rototilling. See everybody later.